to LOCKBEARD Phenomena. Which one is it? 76? It's been a while since we did one. Yeah, 76. USA slays a UFO question mark. It is Saturday, February 11th, 2023. The thumbnail was wrong, but I'll have to fix that later, I guess. Mr. Lee, you were supposed to bring an extra 100 people. What happened? Slacker. Been leaving my streams early to go into hostile territory. Still in the pub, huh? Brian and Chewy, welcome. Says Lee was bringing them, but we shot them down again. Did you now? Well, that was plain rude. Watching the Hidden Existence replay with Brent on Talking Zasky. Yeah, Mr. Lee, the email I was talking about was Daniela. I mean, I had to, like, it was a double take. I was like, why is Daniela emailing me? She burnt that bridge a long damn time ago. She was asking about Mark Zasky. About the Mark Zasky video or whatnot. I just didn't respond. Why the fuck should I respond? When I tried to reach out and communicate with her, she didn't respond to me, so I ain't fucking responding. What the fuck, man? What kind of nerve does she have emailing me after blocking my ass and all that bullshit? Nah, fuck off. Son of a bitch. Here's Zasky.
Listen to me. Like I do this all the time. And if I go out at the house or to the door, Matthew has his toys, and then Matthew has all his toys. Linda, listen. Linda, listen.
Okay, what?
Like everything they do at this house.
Fuck. Mr. Hughes here, welcome. Mr. Lee, you know that y'all know that's the bullshit side of Bigfoot over there, right? Thank you, Mr. Lee. That's the bullshit side of Bigfoot over there. Blockbeard. Yeah, no shit, man. That's some bullshit right there. How you gonna go block me? And then when I try to email you, like I was trying to list her show in the paranormal TV guide, which anytime I share that with people, anyone that finds the link can go look at it. I haven't updated it very much of late, but that could only be beneficial to her, right? Because it's maybe somebody becomes aware of her show because it's on the paranormal TV guide. She didn't respond to me. So she's blocked me from her channel, and she don't respond to my email. And now she wants to email me asking about Zasky. Hey, that was y'all's boy over there in Florida. I mean, I know she's across the pond over there, but why is she communicating with me asking about goddamn Zasky? Well, about the video of Zasky. Just a bunch of shit, man. Mr. Lee says, Daniela trying to make up with you. You playing hard to get. You think that's what it is, Mr. Lee? Here's the deal. I ain't got time for that kind of bullshit. Her channel is a bullshit channel. It's you're not going to find any kind of answers over there. You know, and that's all there is to it. So, I mean, I don't need to talk to her. And besides, do I look like fucking Jesus? I ain't forgiving shit. I don't like this forgive and forget nonsense. Bullshit. That's how you get slapped again. That's why they gave you that other rule about turning the other cheek, because your ass is about to get slapped again. No, you don't forgive and you don't fucking forget ever. And Agent Gibbs told you, don't apologize either. It's a sign of weakness. There's Dan. Welcome to the show, Dan. Dan, did you see him shoot down that balloon? Yeah. Uncle Bones, welcome. Yeah, Dan Balloon. We're shooting down. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with the balloons, but it smells like a bunch of bullshit all the way around. You know, some of them are trying to say the former administration allowed balloons to fly over, but there's there ain't no proof of that. Sounds like it's a bullshit story because you know how they do. And you know, so there's some bullshit going on surrounding this altogether. Why the hell would the Chinese use a balloon to try and spy on America? That's just ridiculously stupid shit. That's just dumb. There's something else going on here. It's just like the other shit. Well, basically all the shit, everything the government says. You got to question it all. It's like, if it sounds too damn ridiculous, the China balloons. We're shooting down China balloons all of a sudden. What the hell kind of bullshit is this in 2023? So now supposedly we have this other object by Alaska that's not a balloon, supposedly. They say smaller, the size of a car. Apparently they shot this down, and it's being called a UFO by some. Mr. Lee says I've been slapped so many times, man. Girlfriend says I'm too soft. She's trying to harden you up, Mr. Lee. Danny says, hey, what they shot down on the 10th was not a balloon. They're saying it was an egg shape with no balloon attached. Just saying. The one up in Alaska? Yeah. So they say. I mean, I didn't see any pictures or anything of that one. And Mr. Lee goes right to spaceship. Well, Mr. Lee, here's one article on it. Former congressman wonders if the object shot down over Alaska is alien UFO. See what kind of crazy shit this dude says.
We're calling this an object because that's the best description we have right now. We do not know who owns it, whether it's state owned or corporate owned or privately owned. We just don't know.
Was its appearance like the Chinese aircraft?
No, it was much smaller than the spy balloon that we took down last Saturday. The way it was described to me was roughly the size of a small car, as opposed to a payload that was like 2 or 3 buses size, right? So much smaller.
Former Representative Peter Meyer, a Michigan Republican, questioned whether or not the object that was shot down over Alaska on Friday could have been an unidentified flying object, UFO, as Pentagon officials remain quiet over what the threat was. Meyer, who represented Michigan's 3rd congressional district up until recently, wrote on Twitter on Friday, really hoping this unidentified, flying object was another spy balloon and not a legit UFO. The irony of confusing an alien spacecraft for a weather balloon would be amazing but not worth starting an interstellar conflict, the former congressman added. His remarks came shortly after National Security Council Coordinator for Strategic Communications spokesperson John Kirby confirmed that an unidentified object was shot down off the northeastern part of Alaska on Friday morning, after the Department of Defense, DoD, became aware of the object on Thursday night. Kirby said that while it's unclear what the high-altitude object was, it posed a reasonable threat to the safety of civilian flight. It was flying at approximately 40,000 feet. We're calling this an object because that's the best description we have right now, Kirby said during a Friday press conference. Kirby said that following a recommendation from the Pentagon, President Joe Biden ordered military jets to shoot down the object out of an abundance of caution. He added that the object landed inside American territorial waters, which are currently frozen. This is the second time in less than a week that the United States has shot down an object that entered American airspace. Last Saturday, a Chinese spy balloon was shot down over the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of South Carolina after floating across the country for several days. The Biden administration's decision to wait to act on the balloon was highly criticized by Republicans. Newsweek reached out to the Pentagon for comment. On Friday, Kirby said the object shot down near Alaska was much, much smaller than last week's surveillance balloon from Beijing. He described Friday's object to roughly the size of a small car. Comparably, last week's balloon was the size of 3 buses, according to Pentagon officials. The Pentagon recently established a new office to expand probes into UFOs. Over the summer, officials unveiled the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARO, which is aimed at investigating unidentified aerial or anomalous phenomena could potentially pose a threat to U.S. national security. Meyer isn't the only one to cast suspicions over the UFOs in American airspace. Representative Tim Burchett, a Tennessee Republican, accused the government last month of a huge cover-up and called on officials to release everything after the Office for the Director of National Intelligence, DNI, published an unclassified report on UFOs. Just a quick word from our sponsor.
Ready for craft beer and good eats? Don't miss Oklahoma Aquarium Splash, presented by River Spirit Casino Resort, February 25th at the
How dare they? Mocha Bones, that's a link for Mr. Lee. Guy taking the guy talking is sketchy as fuck. Yeah. Yeah, one of those automated voices. Danny says, funny, there's hours of video of the goose pulling that balloon out of the ocean in South Carolina, but try to find a video of whatever the things they shot down in Alaska. Yeah, I haven't seen anything. Can't believe word they say, Uncle, says Mr. Hugh. Well, I mean, how do I know there was even a thing, you know? I don't know. Are you serious, Mr. Lee? Are you serious about that? What's she gonna use? She gonna use Patrick Vaughn's Bigfoot knock? Try to track the She gonna use Patrick Vaughn's formula? She gonna see the UFOs mating? Shit, man. Wonder if she's figured out that she got on the bullshit train big time. She got on that bullshit train. Angel Nolan's here. Welcome. She says, Danny, agree. Can't find anything other than that it was flying at 40,000 feet. Danny says Iron Dogger is in Washington currently. Billy Boss says if the aliens get taken to our leader, they will pack up and leave laughing their little green asses off. Chessboard says hello to everybody. Welcome, Chessboard. We don't stand a chance. Yeah, that was a goofy thing that moron said in that article. He said, I guess he's worried that we shot down, and because he thinks we potentially shot down an alien piloted UFO, and that this puts us at risk at starting an interstellar war. Interstellar war. If you got an alien race that's got the technology to fly from one star to another, easy enough that it's worth to come here, there's two couple problems with the whole damn scenario. One, we probably don't got the weapons to take it down, and two, whatever weapons they got is going to be so far beyond us that we wouldn't last. There wouldn't be no war. There's not going to be an interstellar war. You know, we're not going to be sending people in spaceships to go launch an offensive on their planet. No, we're going to be dead in about 5 seconds, right? If they decide that they want to just wipe us out. We have no potential of fighting aliens. So that you remember whenever they did they released that stupid short ass report that they were supposed to be disclosure, right? They didn't disclose shit. Well, we admit they're there, but we don't know what they are. And then there was rumors that people thought that there's potentially that the government, because the government always needs some kind of emergency, something that there's a threat. There's a threat. There's a germ. It's out to get you. We can't show you proof of the germ, but there's a germ. Oh, and we got to go to war over here. Oh, forget about the part where we sabotaged peace talks between Russia and Ukraine. They almost had it hammered out. Forget that part that we caused the war. But, there's this horrible war going on over there. We got to go stop it. We got to throw lots of money at it and get a bunch of people killed for whatever bullshit that they're trying to pull over there. So just be on alert for this. If they start saying, "Oh my God, we got this problem. These aliens are pissed at us, and we got to fight them. We need to sign a bill and spend a bunch of fucking money to fight these aliens." No. If aliens really come to our planet from somewhere else, we are done. If they're hostile, I really don't think they would be. You know, all the movies with alien invaders is dumb as fuck. It's just I mean, where do we start? You know, where do we start? You know, we talk about carnivore diet sometimes on the channel here. All plants are pretty much toxic to humans, and those are from here. The same planet we live on, there's lots of shit that's poisonous as hell to us. There's a lot of shit, if we ate it, it would kill us. If we grabbed it, it would sting us and bite us and kill us. Some of the shit's so big that if we went and thumped it in the nose, we would be dead pretty quick because it would just freaking eat us. Go play with a polar bear. Jump in the water and mess with a great white shark. You know, you're not gonna win. But the most important thing is can you utilize for food most shit on this planet? And the answer is no. What do you think it's going to be like for the aliens? You think aliens can come here and use us for food or use us for host or eat anything on the damn planet? Nothing here is going to be compatible with their physiology. They're from a whole different damn planet. Nothing here will be compatible with their physiology. So the whole thing where the aliens come here and they get sick and stuff like that, that may be a pretty ridiculous concept itself, because there's not going to be any germs on Earth that know what to do with alien physiology. So they're not going to come here and get sick. They're just going to come here and they're going to be like, well, we can't eat shit here. The air ain't quite right. You know, the whole idea of terraforming is kind of ridiculous, really. We don't got time for that shit. And these stupid humans are not even smart enough to be part of our civilization. We got pets smarter than they are. They're just going to they're probably not even going to land. They're going to just cruise by. They're going to look at it and they're going to be like, look at that shithole. And then the people try to say like the stitching stuff and all that bullshit about the aliens need the gold. They're not going to mine gold from the surface of a freaking planet. They're not going to do it. The concentrations are too low. The concentrations are too damn low. They're going to look for some planet that got smashed out there somewhere. There might even be some asteroids flying around in the asteroid belt that are just highly concentrated with some gold. Far more than you find on the surface of Earth. It is a dumb fuck idea that aliens would be coming to the surface of a planet to find some gold. That's dumb as hell. It's ridiculous. All the heavy metals are mostly concentrated in the core somewhere or deep in the mantle. You find some on the surface, but the concentration is really low. That's why gold is so valuable. It's rare. So all that shit's ridiculous. All the sci-fi, you gotta just throw it all out. These people aren't thinking things through at all when they write most of that shit. Uncle Bone says to Mr. Lee, she will be busy the next 2 weeks with the they're talking about, yeah. Billy Bob's here, welcome. Tend to race. Angel says if it's on the ice, it shouldn't be that hard to spot. Yeah, unless it punched through. But I don't know what to trust about the story, though. Chess versus Lock. Did you see the sun had a big explosion and a piece broke off? To what? A piece broke off the sun. Yeah, that don't even compute at all. Danny says, hey, can you believe it's supposed to snow in South Carolina tonight? We shall see. Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, everyone get on bullshit train at some station. You have to know what station to get off at. Yeah, send everybody over here. Stop going over those bullshit channels. At least over here, I'm not going to try and blow some smoke up your ass or bring on some guest that's going to be just talking complete bullshit. If it is, I'll just be, I might, who knows, maybe one of these days I would let one of them come in here and talk, but we're all going to be laughing at them pretty much. Some of the yahoos that have been on over at some of them other channels talking all that crazy shit. But it's a waste of time to watch those channels. It really is. And not that we're doing much more over here. We don't got the funding. But it's funny. Those bullshit channels are getting all kinds of money thrown at them. Bunch of people. Lots of subs. People throwing super chats. They're getting all kinds of funding to produce nothing but stupid stories. That's it. You're not getting any closer to any kind of discovery of shit with the continued just telling of stories. Hey, stories are great, but we got lots of stories. More stories is not going to change what we've accomplished so far. There's not. People can just tell, you can go watch How to Hunt if you want that shit. Just watch them read emails, how to read emails. And listen to all that bullshit. People claiming to be this and that, and special forces and nuclear scientists and park rangers and government agents, and all this shit's just claims. He could be writing all this shit himself for all we know. We don't know. It's just stories. Stories aren't getting us shit. So when I see all these people going over here and throwing money at these channels that only give you stories, that's it. That's all they give you. So I don't know. That tells me that the paranormal community, the Bigfoot community, whichever, any of them, don't actually want evidence. Nope, not the majority. A very tiny minority. The majority just want stories. They want someone to tell them a story, put them to sleep, give them a fresh baba. And that's where it's going to stick at. That's where it's going to stick at. Angel says, Danny, have fun with snow down there. Chessboard says, Danny was snow machine on the balloon. Danny says, if they wanted to get us, they probably would just use a virus, wipe us out with no damage to the planet. It's the ET way. Didn't you watch X-Files? It could. But I don't know. You got to engineer a virus, and there's all kinds of things they could do, though. If they just deployed a big reflector to between the Earth and the sun and block a significant percentage of the sunlight from hitting the Earth, they could freeze this bitch up, remove the reflector, it defrosts, everyone's frozen to death. And then they just stroll about on a completely unintoxicated and uninfected planet. With that one action, they could kill all. Because if they're not compatible with the plant and animal life anyway, they might as well freeze everything and kill everything. Now, there's some things which survive the freezing, but it would basically wipe out everything, and they'd have a clean slate just by freezing the planet. And it just requires a big reflector between the Earth and the sun. You reflect enough of it, this planet will freeze. Billy Bob says, I always figured the aliens would show up in a starship, not a goddamn Prius. Yeah. Uncle Vaughn says, Danny, back in the 60s, it snowed in Florida, my dad told me. Miss Lee says, Dan, you can eat frozen crocodiles for months then, man. Good eating. Oh, well, the crocodiles aren't really on the main. Well, they're saltwater, and then the alligators are in the freshwater. So I imagine the crocodiles would just head south for the most part. The alligators might not be able to move south fast enough to avoid cold weather, but what they can do is just leave their nose popped up above the water, and it just freezes, and they're just fine. They're just fine like that. As long as it don't get stupid cold. Danny says, in 1978, it snowed so much in South Carolina, the entire state shut down for a week. I was 13 good days. Mr. Lee says, girlfriend's dinner's poison. Good years. Danny says, do they have to be from another planet? Maybe they're from another dimension, just like here, except their people are their food. You never know, anything is possible. Well, that gets talking about some more weird science there. It depends on how you define dimension, because it's important. Definitions of words are important. This is why I get irritated when people misuse the word species, or they misuse the word theory. They misuse these words all the time because they don't know what the fuck that they're supposed to actually be, and so dimension, and then you got this whole multiverse theory, which is some dumbass shit that quantum physics comes up with because they're misinterpreting their goddamn data. You know, I don't know if they're doing this on purpose or what. They can't actually believe this bullshit. It's so goddamn ridiculous, the shit that they propose, that I just find it hard that they're that damn ignorant. You know, your average citizen can't possibly know shit about this. You know, just no insult to your average citizen, but if you're a scientist who has studied the experimental data enough, you should be able to figure out the truth. But so that being said, you know, when you talk about, you know, you look at how they depict the other dimensions in sci-fi, they're basically another copy of the Earth, and there's, you know, the multiverse theory, copy after copy after copy of the Earth. That's not what the fuck is going on, though. So you're not going to go and cross the barrier into another dimension or another universe and see another version of Earth where you're there, but it's a little bit different. And you know how they'd always depict it in sci-fi. What you're going to find is, if you're able to perceive anything at all, is the same planet. It's the same world. It's just these, you know, calling it another dimension too, because the lines aren't like perfectly demarcated necessarily either. But you're going to find very different life forms that exist in a different frequency range, but it's still here. It's not another dimension, but for a lot of people, they may think that it is. See, the word dimension is just so, it carries so much connotation. You know, it's just like the word spirit. It carries a bunch of connotation, and people got this magical thing in their head about what spirit is, instead of a scientific understanding of what spirit is. But most of humanity doesn't have enough intellectual curiosity to even try to figure this out, even if you lead the horse to water. I mean, that's why, you know, I don't try to go to too much trouble trying to explain it, because really I'm not the best person to explain it. Ken Wheeler is. That bald tattoo guy you see in the intro to LOCKBEARD Phenomena. And he explains everything pretty much on his channel. He's made like 7,000 videos trying to explain this shit to people. And people come and watch, and a lot of them it just never clicks for them, but they're trying. At least they understand that mainstream science is goddamn wrong, and that all the religions have misinterpreted the true nature of reality as well. It's kind of a blend of the two, magic and science. I mean, to me, it's not really. Like, everything is scientifically explainable. So what looks to be magic to people really isn't. As far as, again, the word magic has certain connotations that it specifically is not science, but yeah, it's anyway. If we're talking about I kind of lean towards this idea about what some UFOs that have been spotted may be, and it's that they are from here, not necessarily from another dimension or anything like that. You got to ask yourself, why would something that originates from another dimension need to come into our realm, where they're not really designed to function, where their perceptions would not really serve them very well, where there's no reason to? These could be another race of humans, which I've talked about before, that, like, when people describe these grays, you know, I think what I see of the description they're saying, because people's descriptions, because some people have some very specific ideas of what they saw. Maybe their mind filled in the blank a little bit, so some of them don't agree perfectly with each other. But if you take them all and kind of work with what basically are we looking at? Well, what we're looking at is what would happen if you took a human and bred him into the Chihuahua version of a human, just like wolves. We took wolves and we bred them in all these breeds of dogs. You got some St. Bernards and you got some Chihuahuas, and you even got those dumb looking pugs that Mr. Lee has. And very different looking creatures. A lot of people, if they never saw those before, would think, "Oh, these are all different species," but they're not. Those little aliens, if they're real, look to me, because they're bipedal, they got a basic human shape. That could be just an advanced race of humans. Not even a separate species, the same species. It could certainly be. And so they're just laying low. They got the technology and the ability to not be seen by us most of the time, and to stay out, just to stay out of our reach. It could very well be that. It makes 10 times more sense than aliens come here from far away just to crash or get shot down. Are you serious? They travel from another star system, and somehow they couldn't stay in the air. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Nah, whatever they are, if there's craft here that aren't ours, there's some other intelligent species that's here. And if it's those grays that people call grays, that is almost certainly human, like a type of human, not exactly like us, but another breed of humans. And I think they're the same species if they are. But it's hard to get people to wrap their mind around that. Danny launching weather balloons. A startup claims that it has launched weather balloons that has released reflective sulfur particles in the stratosphere. Yeah, this is something that has been a kind of a concern of mine, because the government's bullshit story about man-made global warming is bullshit. But it appears that some of the reason why they spread this bullshit and try so hard to convince people of it is that it allows them to take more control over land, more of your rights away from preventing you from doing shit. You putting regulatory barriers between you and whatever your objective is. If you're trying to produce a product, makes it harder for small business to compete with large businesses, right? So they have actually been able to destroy small businesses with environmental regulations that are oftentimes just goddamn ridiculous. Say like one example I saw was a car painter. A small time guy may not be able to afford the new approved equipment to paint cars. And what is he going to do if he can't afford it? He's just going to go out of business. But the big guys aren't going to go out of business. So just ridiculous shit like that. But there's the possibility that's in the process of perpetuating this massive hoax, that they might actually start doing something that could to try and mitigate the supposed warming of the earth, which could include releasing reflective particles into the atmosphere. And if they do that too well, they could fuck up and cause some really crazy weather disruptions and perhaps flash freeze some people. Well, not too different than some bullshit you see in some of these movies, because they overdid it. Because the amount of sun reaching the planet, the surface of the planet, is what actually controls the temperature. But you can prevent it from doing that by releasing particles in the atmosphere. That's why when an asteroid hits or a big enough volcano blows up, it releases enough particulates into the atmosphere to actually end up cooling the planet. So they're gonna screw around and cause a disaster doing shit like this. Not to mention the potential for damage to the ecosystem from the particles themselves. They don't know necessarily what that's going to cause. It could cause a lot of damage. So, yeah. This kind of bullshit is extremely ill-advised. The startup that claims released particles. No, that's extremely ill-advised. They should be stopped immediately. It's just such ridiculous bullshit. Angel says, Danny, my cousin went to college. About 2 inches of snow, shut everything down. Tom Cruise says it was me. Was it you that did what? The aliens heard we are legalizing recreational weed. Yeah, I guarantee they don't give a shit about that. Chessboard says Okobo's got struck 78 for 3 days. $6 for an egg. Mr. Lee, I stopped watching the bullshit channel that she runs a long time ago. I didn't even know Brent was going to be over there. I have no intentions of watching her show ever again. You don't block me and ignore my email. And then, no. Not interested. Danny says, what can we say, bearded knowledge? Most of us just love bullshit. Well, then that's all we'll ever get. Uncle Bone says, just where we get stowed in on the ranch. Plenty of eggs and pork chops. Mr. Lee says, Uncle Bones, I heard a chicken can survive over 10 years as a pet. I'm going to get one. You really should make you a little hen house, Mr. Lee. If they let you where you live. Like, there's really no reason why pretty much everybody couldn't have a small little. You don't have to have a big thing. You just gotta have a good fenced-in yard. If you got a dog or dogs, make sure that they learn not to mess with the chickens and kill them or anything like that. Ideally, you want to have a livestock guardian dog that stays out with the chickens. But make your own eggs. People gotten too dependent on those production eggs, and that are the chickens are usually locked up in a cage, although cage free is becoming more popular. But you don't know what they're feeding them or what they've been exposed to. Your best bet is just to raise your own damn chickens. Get you some leghorns. If you want eggs, get leghorns. They're some egg laying mothers. I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, these chickens lay as many," and that no. Look, all I know is I've had different breeds of chickens in the past, and nothing comes close to a leghorn. Pretty much, they're just rapid fire chicken egg motherfuckers. Mr. Lee gets a binky, yeah. Yeah, email son. chunk of the sun breaks off. That just sounds hilarious. Were they saying that there was an eruption on the surface of the rocky surface of the sun that was powerful enough to blow off a chunk of the crust, which would be insane because it's so deep in there. You know, the sun's mostly made of gases. The gravitational forces are so extreme. That would have to be some serious shit going down on the sun. Danny says, I bought eggs today. They finally went up here, $4.29 for an 18 pack. Danny says, they got crocodiles in rivers and lakes in Australia, Africa, so I assume they're freshwater crocs too. Yeah, there is, but in America, these are saltwater. Yeah, America, they're saltwater. Although they can come in the freshwater for a short period of time, but Uncle Bones says from Chessboard. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can find. I'm way behind in the damn chat. I'm not gonna be able to find it right now. Damn computer's wanting an update. Not now. Danny says I'll just have to look at that later. Danny says, hey, I just spent 3 years studying physics. I know more than the average. All things everywhere, all at one. All things everywhere, all at one. I'm not sure exactly what you're trying to say, but if you're coming anywhere close to what I've been trying to tell people, that everything is the one thing. Everything is one. It's just like if you've been studying physics at college, you really need to go. Well, I assume you're talking about college. Or no, you said psychics. Psychics? What? What the hell? I thought you said physics. Never mind. Psychics? I don't know what that's going to get you. Might get you something. Mark says, good day, all. And yes, Danny, we have both fresh and saltwater crocs. The freshies are a lot smaller and mainly fish bird eaters, but those saltines, watch out. Well, yeah, they took a chunk. One of them took a chunk out of Crocodile Dundee, didn't it? From the layman verse, parallel universe. Watch the TV show Sliders. It's a basic understanding and fine entertainment. Yeah, but it's not. It's not remotely. I liked that show. That was an awesome show, but it's nothing remotely close to what reality actually is. It's completely. Might as well label it fantasy because it don't even. There's no scientific plausibility there, none at all. But it's a cool show. Yeah, there's Ken Wheeler's link. Thank you, Mr. Lee. Danny says, if I had a wrench, I'd drop you a link. Good day there. A link to what? Sliders? No, I watched all the Sliders back in the day. Hope all is well. Good day, man. Try and catch up in this chat. I'm pretty far behind. Welcome to the chat, Mark. You haven't missed everything. Danny says, I would love to have Bar from Spaceballs. Yeah. We ain't seen shit, says Chessboard. Mr. Lee says, Pug, fantastic dog, Lockbeard. They can talk too, just saying. That dog, you've been watching too much Men in Black. Danny says, I don't know about that. No matter where they come from, they're not perfect. Who knows how radars would affect their craft if they never encountered it before. I'm just saying, by the time they have the technology to travel here, they probably know a little bit more about something like radar than we do. Billy Bob says, in terms of actual science, spirits are just a volatile liquid. Not those kind of spirits. Target practice. Painted VW camper with matte emulsions once it looked rubbish. Start my sanctuary prairie dogs up. You're not invited. What? What? Uncle Bones can't come to your prairie dog sanctuary? Why not? Miss Chessboard says Uncle Bones, the morons can spend $600,000 for a missile to shoot a balloon that cannot house or feed the hungry children. Yeah. There's no excuse for it either. There's absolutely no excuse for it either. You know, if we had the right leaders, they're just it just wouldn't be possible for starvation to occur. They do this on purpose. I mean, think about the technologies we have. You know, forget the technologies. If they just did what I say and just switch everybody to the carnivore diet, the land can produce a lot more food. The people need a lot less food. The human feces output would drop by at least half. So there's a lot less money being spent on wastewater treatment plant operation, and all the health problems these people got would go away. Easy. Just make it to where all the food you give to the poor is meat. So now you don't got to provide them with medical care near as much because you didn't make them sick with poisonous foods. It all helps itself. Their minds start to function better and they become better able to pull themselves out of their bad situations. Not all of them are going to be able to, but a lot of them may be able to. Some of them may be suffering from mental illness brought on by eating the bad foods, the not foods. The bread is not a food. You know, broccoli is not a food for humans. These things aren't food for humans, and for some people, it causes horrible mental dysfunctions that could be why they're so poor. They just can't function. I guarantee the government knows damn good and well this is true, but they just don't do it because they need people sick. They need people, they need the poor to use as pawns in their games. They need to control people. They need all these problems because if you solve all the problems, the people might not be so easy to keep your thumb on. Now, I think if a leader just does help the people in that way and explains to them, look, this is why we did it this way, and look at how it's changed things. It's made things so much better. Human suffering's way less. Environmental problems are way less. The people would be extremely thankful for that leader, I think. I mean, you're always going to be some assholes that ain't happy, but see, that's not what they want. So the people need to come to realize how many different ways they're screwing you, and stop supporting leaders that are part of this game. You know, whatever turds floated to the top, you got to somehow beat their game. You want to get leaders up there that are going to be similar to Jesse Ventura, who here comes some 3-letter agency guys that want to sit down with him after he got elected governor and ask him, how the hell did you get elected? And you want a guy that's going to sit there and say, the people The people wanted a real leader. They wanted someone who'd actually look after their best interest. And I believe he was talking to CIA at the time. He's like, what the hell are you doing here? You're not supposed to operate in the United States. Hopefully we're seeing some changes in these stuff. I know we're getting off on politics and we shouldn't get into politics during this, but it matters. It matters because politics is part of why, we're probably not ever going to be, why we're having a hard time getting to the bottom of the Bigfoot answer, the Bigfoot question and the UFO question and the spiritual questions. All of these things tie together. The government wants certain things kept secret about all these things, I think. So, but yeah. Stupid Chinese balloons. Uncle Bone says, Mr. Lee, there will be a plague. Eat all the grass, then starve. Watch that video. They will get the plague. Eat all the grass, then starve. Yeah, you don't want to eat the grass. You're talking about those prairie dogs, though, aren't you? Mr. Lee says, Uncle Bone's plague I can deal with. I live in London for 100 years. Priorities chessboard, says Uncle Bones. Mr. Lee says, Dan is a knucklehead. Dan meant psychotic chick. Did he? Mr. Lee says, bread is toxic. Telling you, think twice about having sandwiches, man. You could go over that. Go look at those recipes for making carnivore bread, or basically carnivore. Cloud buns or whatever they call it. If you really wanted some bread of some kind, it's not real bread. It's made from eggs primarily, but it might. If you're trying to make a sandwich somehow, you're like, damn it, I want to make a sandwich. It's kind of a way to do it. Miss Lee says, oh, I'll just get a sandwich. No, you just getting poison. Yeah, Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee says, also, doctor prescribed antibiotics to my old man 5 times last year. That is not good. No, it's not. Unfortunately, Mr. Lee, I can't give medical advice. But if your doctor is hammering your father with antibiotics, you got a problem, doctor. I could try to say what I would do. I think some of what I would say is try to convince your dad to eat 100% wholly, just nothing 100% meat. Wholly just meat. Fatty meat. Don't ever skimp on the fat. The fat is extremely important. It's a superfood. All these years you've been told that spinach is a superfood, but that fat that you've been trimming off your steak all these years, that's the superfood. And it's going to be hard convincing people of this. They don't believe it. They're like, this is crazy. I know better. I'm like, well, look, asshole, there are very few people that actually know more about this than I have. I started studying, human nutrition, human physiology and stuff like that in college because for a while I was wanting to get into, personal training, maybe get a gym and nutritionist and that kind of stuff. And I stopped taking courses along that line because everyone I talked to wanted an easy way out. I didn't want to deal with that bullshit. Like every time they're telling me, oh, this new exercise device, so this new magic supplement. And I'm like, stop it. Just stop it. That's not most of that shit scams. And most of that shit you're gonna stop using. It ends up in your garage. And the supplements are expensive. And the reality is Mother Nature gives you food. Just eat food. Most of the time, if you just stop eating, candy bar and drinking pop, you're going to be 10 times better off. But people don't want to listen. They want to have their cake and eat it too, right? They want magic pills. So, I decided to go a different route. And since then, I've been in the gym pretty much all the time, most of my life, except lately. And always reading the magazines and trying to learn and trying to figure stuff out. And at some point, just, tried different diets and eventually landed in the right place that makes sense, where the science actually seems to support it and where the results actually came. Where my gut dysregulation went away, my blood sugar problems went away, my joint pain went away from autoimmune, I think, and just felt better and was trimming down with ease. No cardio required, none. I just stopped. I didn't like doing it, so I stopped because I didn't need it. I could go 2 days without eating without a problem at all. I was not getting hungry. Just so many ways, and there's thousands and thousands of people now who have listened and have been able to fix themselves with so many problems. And the government won't tell you this because they're criminals. They want you sick. But that's the best thing you can do is try to find a doctor who is on board with the carnivore plan. Billy Bob says government don't want us knowing about things. Aliens, Bigfoot, Epstein's client list. Yeah. Epstein's client list, I suspect, is extremely long. Unfortunately, it's probably getting to a point where we basically just need a complete clean out of the government, complete replacement. Like, the people just need to raise enough hell that we say, no, nobody stays. Nobody. Replacing everybody. And we shut down the CIA, fire everybody, throw the ones in jail that belong in jail. It's probably most of them. FBI, Department of Education, everybody. Everybody goes to jail. Everybody gets disbanded. We don't need this shit. Then maybe we'll get some answers in the paranormal realm because we won't have all these assholes standing in our way anymore. Wasting our time with all kinds of bullshit. We're shooting Chinese balloons out of the sky, for fuck's sake. Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, there is no convincing my dad. He's 80 years old, man. He says professional knows best. What can I say? Well, I mean, who controls his food? In the morning when you bring him his English, instead of bringing him an English muffin, you're English. You probably eat English muffins every day, right? Make him some of that cloud bread. Say, hey, I made this new recipe. You need to try that. And then so he got what he thinks is bread. It's going to be kind of a weird bread, but it's a bread. Make him a little breakfast sandwich. Put breakfast sausage on there. A slice of real cheese. Put a poached egg on there. He's got an egg McMuffin, just like at McDonald's, except it's 100% made out of animal products, egg and sausage and dairy. And then just keep that cloud bread around all the time. Just make it all the time. Don't, maybe he never even asked you, how do you make that shit? He's just going to assume it's some kind of bread. You just keep it in the fridge or whatever. Say, hey, I got some cloud bread in the fridge, plenty, eat all you want. Make it easy for him to get to that. Maybe take some of those cloud breads and and put a little pizza sauce on it. You don't need much. Then put some toppings on it, put it in the oven, make mini pizzas out of that cloud bread. He'll probably be eating it up thinking this is great stuff and not even know that that's not real bread. Chessport says, Billy Bob, been keeping the doc, fed a lot of shit, produces great mushrooms. Yep. No point arguing. Tea and crumpets. Portage oats and sugar for Dad every morning, he insists. Let's look at this other article. Comes with a video on top of it, too.
Ask you a question that I assume maybe is tough to answer. But based on the description we have, this is the size of a small car. It was about 40,000 feet, non-maneuverable. And when people hear small car, don't think of the density of the car. Think of just the size of it. Is there anything that you think that this could be, likely is, we can rule out that this item was?
Yeah, that's a great question, Victor. I think that, one of the possibilities might be that it is actually a weather balloon, so that we can't rule that out completely. The key thing that I focused on was that apparently this object did not have the kind of connective capability that the balloon did. So that becomes a very different issue. And, to what Major Lyons was saying, there is a big difference from an intelligence collection perspective. It actually is okay in some cases to collect the information, see how it actually talks to other entities. In this particular case, you have a bit of a different situation where it didn't talk to anything, but you don't know what kind of a threat it poses, except for the fact that you know it is a threat to commercial aviation.
How do you know it's a threat?
The president absolutely was involved in this decision. He ordered it at the recommendation of Pentagon leaders. He wanted it taken down, and they did that. They did it using fighter aircraft assigned to U.S. Northern Command. The Pentagon will have more to say about the details of this later on this afternoon. It's only just within the last hour. We're calling this an object because that's the best description we have right now. We do not know who owns it, whether it's state-owned or corporate-owned or privately owned. We just don't know. We don't know. So I said state-owned. We don't know if it's state-owned, and we don't understand the full purpose. We don't have any information that would confirm a stated purpose for this object. We do expect to be able to recover the debris. Since it fell not only within our territorial space, but on what we believe is frozen water. So a recovery effort will be made, and we're hopeful that it'll be successful, and then we can learn a little bit more about it.
Was its appearance like the Chinese aircraft?
No, it was much smaller than the spy balloon that we took down last Saturday. The way it was described to me was roughly the size of a small car, as opposed to a payload that was like 2 or 3 buses size, right? So much smaller, and not of the same, no significant payload, if you will.
And lastly, is it now the policy of the United States that if unidentified aircraft are over U.S. territory, that it is likely the president will choose to shoot it down?
The president will always act in the best interest of our national security and in the safety and security of the American people.
Jackie, we're going to take you guys. The Pentagon ordered this new object to be taken down over Alaska.
The president ordered it.
The president ordered it. So is it a fair takeaway then that the Pentagon regrets not taking down the first balloon before it crossed the entire U.S.?
Well, I'm not going to speak to the Pentagon. I can tell you that the president doesn't regret the way that we handled the first balloon. That time first of all, apples and oranges here in terms of size. As I said, this was size of a small car, and it was over a very sparsely populated area, but also more critically over water space when we ordered this down, as we did the last one, but completely different size. The debris field for this we expect to be much smaller than would have been for the other one. That's difference one. Difference two. We knew for a fact that the PRC balloon that we shot down last week was in fact a surveillance asset, and capable of surveillance over sensitive military sites, and that it had self-propulsion and maneuver capabilities. There's no indication that this one did. The other one, the first one, was able to maneuver and loiter, slow down, speed up. It was very purposeful, that flight path inside the jet stream.
Well,
Ryan, on the point of Pence, right? Obviously, the executive privilege argument likely to come. He did.
Shut up. Actually, Chessboard says LOCKBEARD have said for 20 years government is like our infrastructure. It needs a total repair from scratch. Indeed. Mr. Lee says grandmother used to live on champagne. When she came to live with us, I changed champagne to grape juice. She didn't even realize she lived till 98. Mr. Hughes says he's telling lies. Lies, this fella. They have aircraft and an alien in hand, telling you. I don't think they do. Chessboard says Mr. Hewitt was Musk's Tesla that came back after Musk missed his car payment and they repossessed it. Now that's more believable than any of this bullshit. First title, what we know about the unidentified object shot down over Alaska. Shot down 10 miles off the frozen coast of Alaska on Friday. Details are scarce. I mean, there's just not any, no pictures, no information. This could just be a smaller weather balloon for all we know. Look at him. You can tell he desperately wants to sniff somebody. Didn't appear to be self-maneuvering. I mean, there's just nothing here. Yeah. There's where they're recovering the first one, the one they know is a balloon. Surveillance balloon. But why would the Chinese be? This don't make any sense, Don't make any sense. Classification reasons, of course. He won't go into specifics. Oh, he's talking about the surveillance balloon there, not the one in Alaska. Yeah. Nothing, Burger. Mr. Hughes says they don't give space license to dummies, Chessboard. Indeed. There's Squatching Cowboy. Says howdy, y'all. Welcome, Cowboy. It was Tom Cruise, Mr. Lee. Why did he say that? I don't think Tom Cruise had anything to do with shit. Yeah. Big old nothing burger. No aliens. Once again. Squatching Cowboy says they were trying to find out what I put on my ribeyes. That's important state secrets right there, man. Once some Chinese get that, boy, we're in trouble. I don't know. It just seems just awful weird, or so. They got who knows how many spies right here in America. You know, a balloon floating at 40,000 feet is not going to be able to see the things that people on the ground can. Although there may be certain places where they could look into, but why not use satellites? Why use a balloon? I just don't. Just not buying it.
Type stuff. Exactly. Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies. Rivers and seas boiling.
40 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes. The dead rising from the grave.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria. Enough, I get the point.
You know what we should be scared of? Should be scared of clowns.
Was it like a circus clown or a hobo clown or what?
What's the difference?
Hobo clowns are the most dangerous because they're hungry.
I hate that thing cutting off my videos. Chessboard says, Cowboy, hide that recipe or give it to Uncle Bones. You don't want them raiding you? What? Just you don't know if you can trust Uncle Bones, Cowboy? Mr. Lee says he's got 2 hours to get ready to leave for Ireland. Girlfriend's family. Oh man, big driving trip. Oh no, Mr. Lee. What are you going right now for Valentine's Day or something? Not sure if he can trust him. They got a ferry or vehicle across. So what else? Anything else big going on in the cryptozoological world? Five-hour drive and ferry, you say, Mr. Lee? Yeah, what was that Cowboy says, say howdy, my kinfolks, Leon. I wasn't really sure what Joe was going to be talking about on his show. When he was telling you the story about him getting hit by a car. That he's talking about safety at work or whatnot. Anyway, that reminded me of the Mike Rowe thing, Dirtiest Jobs, where he's got, you know how in most jobs you go to there and they got signs everywhere say safety first and all this nonsense. And you go through your training and it's all safety first. Everything's safety first. Well, Mike Rowe of Dirtiest Jobs says safety third. Mr. Hughes says, enjoy the Irish air, Mr. Lee. Hope you have a good time. Yep. I guess I'll get rid of the articles here. Nothing burger. Mr. Lee, you failed tonight. You're supposed to bring an extra 100 people. What happened? Cowboys. Grandpa was full-blood Irish. I got some. I don't remember how much exactly. It's wintertime, Mr. Lee. How are you going to be swimming? Is it going to be that warm there? It's freaking wintertime, man. What you talking about? You're going to be swimming. Oh, man. Everything's moving so slow. Cowboy says, I thought he said sea of love. What's that mean, Mr. Lee? What are you trying to say there? Whoops. Gabone says, don't get ate by a shark. Chessboard says, Lock, it's not crypto or zoological, but Intel wants 1 trillion transistors on a chip by 2030. I'm trying to wrap my head around that. Yeah. It's going to look exactly like that chip in Terminator. Mr. Lee says, Uncle Bones, knucklehead, no sharks in Ireland. Are you sure, Mr. Lee? Maybe you never heard of any sharks in Ireland because everybody that's encountered a shark didn't come back alive. North or south of Ireland, cowboy, did your grandpa come from? Mr. Hughes asking. Uncle Bone says great grandpa was Irish. You think there were some land sharks over there, cowboy? They might have some land sharks. They might have some land whales too. Mr. Lee could tell us all about that. Chess 4 says, cowboy, DC and New York are loaded with them. Land sharks. Yeah, I don't want to run into none of those. What's been a recent what? Guess we could look at this. maybe. 10 most famous Bigfoot sightings. Get this set up. Top 10 archive. Check it out. Check it out. Mr. Hughes says there is a few sharks in Ireland, but they wear lipstick. Mr. Lee says my girlfriend is from County Mayo. You can look up on Google Maps if you want. Billy Bob says Lee needs one of them land shark lot lizards. Oh, don't get him started with the lot lizards. I think Mr. Lee's fixated on the lot lizards. Cowboy says Grandpa was Irish and Grandma was full-blood Cherokee. Yeah, I don't think any of my grandparents were really full blood. I'm not sure. I know I'm mixed up enough. English, Irish, Swedish, French, Cherokee, Choctaw, and Chickasaw. I think that's everything. Mr. Hugh. Too tired, Mr. Lee? Do the land sharks wear fish nets? That's how they get hooked.
Hey YouTube, Jim here. Welcome to the Top 10 Archive. He's elusive, but that hasn't stopped a countless number of people from looking for him. Regardless of your stance on Sasquatch, we all can still be grateful for these persistent truth seekers. Without them, we wouldn't have footage of Bigfoot, like these top 10 captures that are worth viewing and laughing at, if you're dead set against the existence of the Bigfoot at be. Even if you're a skeptic about Bigfoot, you should be a believer in Top 10 Archive. So go ahead, join the rank of our archivists and subscribe today. Click that bell to be notified of future videos, and don't forget.
Number 10, Independence Day film. Allegedly filmed on July 4th, this footage captures an ape-like creature meandering through the woods before grabbing a Littlefoot and rushing away, as if frightened by the videographers snooping in on their family time. Funny how Sasquatch always seems to spot the cameraman and scurry away rather than stand and defend its territory. The close-up doesn't help the validity of this video, as it appears that the larger creature is wearing a big fur jacket. Number 9, Provo.
So is that number 10 bullshit? Met at a rodeo on the reservation, huh? Squatching Cowboy, that's my great-great-grandpa got tossed off a whaling boat because he was sick and almost died, but lived and married an Eskimo, my grandma. Miss Lee says, Lockbeard, my mom is Swedish. You never told me you had Swedish blood. Yeah, a little bit. I don't know how much exactly, though. Billy Bob says, that's when the land shark lot lizards strike, Mr. Lee, when you're napping in your sleeper. Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, you're Viking. I'm pretty sure there's a little bit of Viking. Mr. Lee and the lot lizard. Independence Day, real or fake? Real or fake? Uncle Bones says, yeah, Miss Lee, I should try to get Lockbeard a lot lizard. Yeah, I don't know what the hell he was talking about. I ain't got time for none of that. Gonna need some of them antibiotics. Sleep Beauty Series says, hello, I'm new to this channel. Lockbeard seems to be like a smart man. Love it. Yes, Viking. Well, I do have the runes on the beard lock. I got one on there right now. Billy Bob says, yes, they thrive on asphalt. Yeah, somehow that's why they're so ugly and messed up and crazy, man. Anything that lives on asphalt. Mr. Lee, that number 10, was that real or fake? The Independence Day footage. I think most people agree that this is bullshit.
As it appears that the larger creature is wearing a big fur jacket. Number 9, Provo Canyon Bigfoot, Utah, home to Mormons and, more Mormons. But there's more to the Beehive State than people that don't drink coffee. According to this video footage captured in Provo Canyon, there be big feet in them forests. The video is your typical distant view of Bigfoot through heavy brush, but this one is at least coupled with human reaction when the big hairy beast stands at full height, which does add to authenticity. It's hard to make out any features of the creature, save that it's big and bulky. Number 8, Canada's Bigfoot. Even the stereotypically friendly Canadians have to deal with the shenanigans of Bigfoot. In the wilds of the deep north, a cameraman captured what many are claiming to be an authentic Bigfoot. In typical Sasquatch fashion, he's camera shy and rushes away before a clear and up-close image of him can be caught. Captured on January 5th, 2018, and uploaded to the Modern Galaxy YouTube channel, it's difficult to make out the subject of the video. So, maybe it could be Bigfoot. Maybe? Number 7.
Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, your beard nearly down to your feet, man. Not that long. It's a growing. Hopefully, no one ever tries to get me to cut it again. The employer that I will be interviewing with in several days said it's fine. So I won't, hopefully I don't have to worry about ever cutting it again. Bull, which one? Independence Day, number 10. Provo. Which one? No what? Cowboy says, didn't some college student come out and say they faked that video Independence Day? I don't even remember. I just think it's fake. Billy Bob says lot lizards thrive on asphalt and they live on a strictly meth diet, although they have been known to swallow the meat also. Sleeping Beauty says if they do, you should sue. Well, can't do that. Daily Dan says, hey, you could be watching some of my videos. They're crappy, but at least they're real. Yeah. Cowboy says, Billy Bob, you sound experienced on the subject. Kind to the ladies you can. Just be kind to the ladies. Uncle Bone says, trying to find Lockbeard a girl friend. Here is Melanie Mack. Oh, shit. No. No, Uncle Bones. Melanie Mack is a fine lady, but I don't know if I could deal with all that. Chrissy Mayer show. Yeah, I ain't seeing it. I can't see it, man. I can't see it.
Sasquatch in Michigan. February 2018. The woods of Michigan, United States of America. Slinking about in the foliage of the untamed wilderness, a cameraman apparently caught Bigfoot going about his business, undisturbed. Like any footage of Bigfoot, this video caught the attention of skeptics and believers, specifically those that follow the Coast to Coast AM Facebook page. Number 6. McDowell County's Bigfoot. In 2017, Bigfoot 9/11, a group dedicated to investigating reports of Sasquatch, responded to reports of a large bipedal animal covered in hair lurking around McDowell County in North Carolina. One video that piqued their interest was captured in 2015 and features Bigfoot running through a field while spooking a dog and its owner. Once again, it's your typical footage, unclear and choppy with frequent cuts away from the humanoid being. Number 5. The Agitated Sasquatch of Provo. Filmed in 2012 in Provo Canyon, this Sasquatch is none too pleased with being the subject of a video. We're not sure how he knew he was being filmed. The cameraman was being completely quiet and didn't make any sound. The bipedal furball appears to throw something toward the camera, immediately scaring our brave hero. Number 4. The Beast of Avocado Lake. From Northern California comes a series of images captured by Jeffrey Gonzalez, a man that claims himself to be somewhat of a paranormal expert. From his photos, Gonzalez describes a beast that was extremely tall, carrying a pig over its shoulders. Sounds credible, right? What else would Bigfoot eat? The supernatural aficionado spotted 6 different creatures he thought to be Bigfoot near Avocado Lake. Unfortunately, he seemed to have taken the photos through the same Bigfoot filter that they've been using since the 60s. Number 3. The Bigfoot of Turner, Maine. Turner, Maine isn't a place many people outside of Turner, Maine know about, at least not until they...
Love always laughing. Always kind to the ladies. Uncle Bone says, Lockbeard Melanie Mac is not Brittany Ventney. Please play the vid. I know it's not Brittany Venti. It's Melanie Mac. But I don't know what the deal is here. Lizards don't qualify as ladies, Mr. Lee. Let me see here. Just a second. Mr. Lee loves all ladies.
Been subjected to the shaky cam capture of this local Bigfoot. Dubbed a rare eyewitness video. The cameraman sets up his apparatus in the perfect spot to capture old Sassy. The Bigfoot calls are unsettling, but the glimpse of him is very quick and, of course, at a distance. From what we can tell, the Sasquatch of Turner does have a very human-like gait. Number 2. The Bigfoot of Marble Mountain. Marble Mountain sounds like a delightful place to visit, but in June of 2001, while hiking through the mountainous region of Siskiyou County, California, Jim Mills and his Campus Life Youth Group stumbled upon evidence of an intelligent creature that built itself an abode in the wilderness. In the video, the group spotted claw marks and other signs of life before noticing a figure lingering in the distance. Said to be the longest known footage of Bigfoot ever, it also may be the most distant. Number 1. Patterson-Gimlin sighting. This is the Bigfoot sighting that started it all. The short film was shot by Roger Patterson and Robert Gimlin in 1967, and though it's widely believed to be a hoax, it's still an incredible piece of film that must be included when discussing Sasquatch sightings. In a 1999 phone interview with Chris Parkham, producer for BBC's The X Creature, Gimlin remained true to his story that he wasn't in on any hoax, but was more receptive to the idea that there could have been the possibility of a hoax perpetuated by Patterson. The most damning evidence against the footage came in January 1999, when Bob Hieronymus stepped forward as the man in the Bigfoot costume. Thanks for Sasquatch.
Oops. There we go. Squatchy Cowboy says, I've seen them go from truck to truck without even cleaning themselves. They didn't even pull out their mouthwash, Cowboy? Nope, to all them videos. All bullshit. Billy Bob says, lizards are good with Tabasco sauce, too. Mr. Lee says, we must think of hard times. Everyone got to eat and take chances to survive. Yeah, no. I have to remember to mute myself when playing videos. Except the PG film. Yeah, I think most people agree with that. Well, hopefully they do. There have been hard times you'd understand. Not good, but less is bad. So I guess Uncle Bones wants us to look at some Simpcast action. This isn't this isn't paranormal oriented, but it's always interesting watching the craziness on Simpcast. The Simpcast ladies. Let me pull it up here.
Ooh. Mel, what is up with that barking ASMR video?
So, when was this? Like a year or two ago, I made a TikTok that was a joke about ASMR artists. And then I had to, about how weird ASMR can get. And so then I had all my outtakes for it. I just uploaded it in its entirety. Let me see if I can find the video, if I privated it or not. Because, oh no, it's still up. I kept it up. Okay. So the original TikTok was just like a joke about how, oh, you're listening to ASMR to help you sleep, and then it gets progressively weirder and weirder. And so I did one big long take pretending like an ASMR artist, and then I just uploaded it here in its entirety. And yeah, it's one of my best works.
You doing ASMR?
What?
It's really you doing ASMR. Okay.
Oh, it's me. It's me doing ASMR.
Ooh, full and uncut. What a treat. Ooh, straight hair, Melanie.
Yeah.
With eyeliner.
It'll ramp up. The point was it had to get weirder and weirder.
Oh, those scuzz. So strange.
You need like ear microphones, like. This is definitely.
It just progressively gets weirder and weirder as you keep watching.
Oh my god, is this really my internet right now?
Oh god.
What the heck? You know what's crazy, Melanie? Is that there are guys jerking off to this. To this.
This is amazing.
The
message.
This has to be, Frank, I hope you're watching. This has to go into the intro. Oh my God. Melanie, were you just thinking like any noise is going to be fine? Were you thinking like, I'll just do any noise and it'll be ASMR? It looks like you're running through all of the noises that you know how to make. Looks like you're doing scat. Like you're doing
like
Bez.
you're like a child who's like making their own language to talk to their imaginary friend. Like, have you seen Wedding Crashers? Wedding Crashers, when she has like a fake language, she talks to her imaginary friend. This is that language.
Oh, and I threw in a disturbed ooh, in there.
Like a sedated noise.
Down with the sickness.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is so good.
You're like Jim Carrey's The Grinch when he's trying to scare up Cindy Lou Who.
This sounds like Minecraft. Oh my God.
It goes on for entirely too long.
Just when you think it's over.
Oh yeah, that's a corn song.
And now you're going into corn. I was a corn. Oh my God, this is it's corn ASMR.
Melanie and I must be vibing because I too have an eyeliner straight hair ASMR thing from years ago. Straight up.
You're like, where my dog's at? Oh.
Someone in the comments was like, my dogs kept barking at this video.
Oh my God.
You're like, I literally bit off pieces of my microphone.
Okay.
This is so good. Oh my God.
That's a good alarm.
So good. I'm gonna make this my ringtone. Dude, Melanie, that's like
what's
the best thing I've ever watched.
Yeah, that was fun.
Shit.
Had to be pretty damn bored. Poor cowboy says, "Turn it off, please, Lock." Entertainment for people 20th century. I guess I don't know. Chessboard says, "Is this the Super Bowl preview?" Nope. This is shit, says Mark. Catch y'all next. We're done running Mark off. Well, we're about done anyway, Mark. See you later. Be careful down there in Australia. Bark, baby, bark, says Chessboard. Mr. Lee says, my girlfriend is watching and has a zero expression on her face. She is about to eye roll, I bet. Well, you should be used to that, shouldn't you, Mr. Lee? Cowboy says it's much better than with the sound off. Hey, you can blame Uncle Bones for this. Billy Boss says, if I ever met a woman that makes noises like that, well, hell, I might marry her. Well, Uncle Bones is trying to pawn her off on me. I'm pretty sure she's possessed. Oh, well, that's it. So, the UFO shot down was a nothing burger. Mr. Lee still isn't willing to come on camera and do the English Bigfoot report. And I do believe we just saw some legitimate possessed girl in that last video. Anything else? Do we need some more of that? It's all our ASMR.
Honestly, I'm so confident that I too now can do ASMR.
Yes, you can.
I don't know where I competition. Yeah, everyone better watch your shit. Oh my god, my cat is losing it. This literally has me dying. You know, you hot women live life on easy streets. Like you can just do whatever you want and call it ASMR. Oh my god, that was really something. I know Ashton has to bounce, so I'll give you a chance to do an ASMR rebuttal, Ashton, followed by your plugs.
I cannot compete with that. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna embarrass myself like that.
Wow. Thanks for coming on, Ashton. You're the best. Love you.
Mwah. Love you all. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Keep up the good work, and by work I mean cleavage. Now I want to see Venti's ASMR eyeliner.
Yes.
Wait, talk amongst yourselves. I have to pee.
Okay. All right.
She's not going to give us PASMR? Really? After all that?
Done that.
Billy Bob says Mr. Lee will only do the report if Tom Cruise is his co-host. I have a feeling he's going to have a hard time getting Tom Cruise to do that, Billy Bob. You know, there's not a lot of pictures of Mr. Lee and Tom Cruise together. It's really weird. You can hardly ever catch them together. I got this one picture. I got one picture of Mr. Lee and Tom Cruise together right here. It's a rare picture of Mr. Lee and Tom Cruise together. Uncle Bone says, I got a kick out of it. We need to find you a girl, Lockbeard. Man, don't curse me. I have peace. I have peace. That'll be all out the window. Some girl comes sniffing around. Cowboy says, Mr. Lee, send me the transcripts of the British Bigfoot report. I'll read them live on YouTube. Well, Mr. Lee doesn't actually like to be called British. That's why we've been calling it the English Bigfoot report. But the whole point was to get Mr. Lee to come on camera and actually tell us once a week, every week, that there are no Bigfoot reports in England. And it'll be the same. It'll be the same every week. He'll say, I have to report this week again, once more, that there have been no Bigfoot reports in England. Real short report every week. Must be the modern women's. Keep looking. Cowboy hat pictures. Icon. Yeah, you can blame Uncle Bones for this. What the actual F have I walked in on now, you say? Yeah, just some craziness. Them's the girls of Simpcast. Don't ask. Oh, man. Looks like the Brain Donor Society. There's some pretty smart girls, actually. Billy Boss says, what if Mr. Lee actually is Tom Cruise. Mind blown. Mr. Lee being Tom Cruise. No, man. Tom Cruise, like a lot of times, Tom Cruise is in the chat while Mr. Lee is also here. And look, I got this picture of the two of them together. So they can't be the same person.
Yeah, now turn around and lay an egg on the glass.
No, don't curse me. There's Tom. What's up, Tom? You need to have a word with Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee said that the Top Gun Maverick was not a good movie. I told him he's out of his damn mind saying stuff like that. Mr. Lee needs to show proper respect to you. And Oblivion was a good movie. And what's the other one that I thought was a pretty decent movie? You're wrong, Mr. Lee. Tom Cruise makes some pretty good movies, man. He's just part of a cult is all. How's everyone this evening? Good enough. Cowboy says, Tom, that's not what you said last week when we were dinner last week. Uncle Bones says, Icon, I'm trying to find Lockbeard a girl. He has turned down the first two. I have? Who? You mean, oh, you talking about Brittany Venti down there on the bottom right. I can't deal with all her belching, man. It's out of control. Like she loses points. And then Melanie Mack, I don't know about her, man. Something ain't right. Chrissy's married or got a boyfriend, sorry. Now that Star Wars girl, well, maybe we can talk about Star Wars girl. There's room to negotiate, I think. Mr. Lee says, Icon, no, you missed Lockbeard's Lot Lizard. The fuck? Bones Women's. Them's Bones Women's. Yeah, them is Bones Women's. Great song, at least. Higher. Mr. Lee, why would you want to talk to Tom Cruise like that? Tom Cruise is your best buddy. I got proof right here. Then I can't fight this feeling anymore. Now you apologize to your best buddy, Tom Cruise. Cowboy says, damn, I need to slow down on the beer. Can't type. Oh, poor Tom Cruise. You hurt Tom. Mr. Lee, this man is in his 50s, and he has done great things. He's made great movies. He has helped to advance his great religion of Scientology, and you're making him cry right now. Icon says, I just seen an ad for the new Magna PI series, Jesus Wept. You, Mr. Lee, you be nice to Tom Cruise. Speed up or works also. Perhaps. That's probably going to be about it for tonight. I think we need to make fun of... We ain't made fun of Jessica in a while.
Look like a tasty teenage boy.
Why are the clips cutting off the end?
Look like a tasty teenage boy. Look like a tasty teenage boy.
That's the best thing that crazy bitch has ever said. Tasty. She wants a tasty teenage boy.
Man, Bert, you put a whole new shine on the word overkill.
When you need it and don't have it, you sing a different tune.
Why won't that work?
Jesus Christ! Oh, can we try the big silver one again?
Uncle Bone says to Icon, no. I have watched it. Not a bad show. Not a bad show. Well, we had to look at some aliens. We didn't get any in the news. They said they shot down a UFO. You can't even get a picture of the UFO or the wreckage, and sure as hell no damn aliens. So we got robbed. Got totally robbed.
I sense something, a presence I've not felt since.
We ain't found shit.
No, she fucking Mr. Lee, she never look. I still got the remote viewing object ready to be remote viewed. If she's psychic at all, she can tell me what that object is. It's labeled LOCKBEARD-2. But she's not. She's a fucking liar, man. I don't want to be around no goddamn liar. Besides, you heard her. She likes tasty teenage boys. It's right here in her own voice. Hold on a second. Where's that bitch at? She likes tasty teenage boys, Mr. Lee.
Look like a tasty teenage boy.
See? The fact is, Mr. Lee, I'm just too old for her. Aliens, yeah. Did decent with it. No, he doesn't. Secretary. I think secretary would be okay. Yeah, I think you were right the first time, cowboy. Shooting a prairie dog with a 300 Win Mag. Don't leave much to discuss. Well, Mr. Lee, have to find it. You have to find it ain't Jessica's just not into that. You have to find one that is. Jessica likes tasty teenage boys. This is not an altered. I mean, it might be out of context, but I clipped this directly out of one of her
Look like a
videos.
tasty teenage boy.
And her buddies over here too, Tex and what's his nuts and all them talking about wiping out a bunch of people. They like that genocide over there at Texas front porch.
Term loosely. I believe there's people out there that should not be allowed to reproduce.
There are.
Yep. Yeah. I'm not going to argue with you on that. I completely agree with you on that. But
I wonder how they're gonna stop that with their genocide plan. There, they want to deny people the right to reproduce. They're gonna start cutting off nuts. Searching for Western Montana. Have you done any squatch searching in Western Montana? I don't know if he's ever made it that far. Laughed how long it rained down dog parts. What? Bucket list to get to Montana. Billy Boss says, don't think I'd like to mess with the burping girl. I probably still would, but I wouldn't want to. Yeah, she's out of control with all that belching. Just it's just gross, man. Just but also some of the things she says, I can't deal with her. Can't deal with her.
See, that's what happens when I try to hold it in. It doesn't fucking work. It doesn't matter. You hear it anyway. It's not like why even have manners, son? Victory burp.
Yeah.
Fuck, that was same
As your husband. And if you have any ideas to help with my comments, I'll take criticism and notes.
Yeah. I've actually
So I find it really
title
as despicable as that.
of
They will probably take the they've done degenerate stuff. Like the appropriate thing to do. Just like that burp. Excuse me.
Oh, you're awake, Dan.
4.
Alex.
Yeah. She's probably a solid 8. Just knocks like 3 points off for all that belching nonsense. This is what happens when you allow, girls to be gamers, man. They get in there gaming and doing this whole nonsense like she's doing in all these videos. She's talking to these teenage kids or young guys or guys who are gamers who are, and turned her into this belching nightmare. Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, you must come to England. Plenty of nice girls here, especially because you're American. Why are you guys trying to curse me? I got peace now. Cowboy, if I was a Bigfoot, I'd hang around Pipestone Pass, southeast of Butte. Uncle Bone says Tex was on today talking dog man, tearing it up. Yeah, see? That's why he's another one of the bullshit channels. He blocked me too. His bullshit story can't withstand scrutiny. There's all these dogman believers. This question Cowboy says Tex wanted to go out Bigfooting with him. I just laughed. says Cowboy. Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, you must be kind and respectful to English ladies, though. If I'm going to go as far as England, Mr. Lee, I'm just going to go ahead and go a little further east and land in Latvia or Russia or somewhere. I think English women have been a little too Americanized. They've been too much of that Western programming that makes them too disruptive to hold families together for very long anymore. That's why our divorce rates are so fucking high in America, and I'm sure you guys are starting to see it in England. Miss Lee says, "What the fuck?" She needs to work on her ARF. She was one of the girls in the previous video. That's Brittany Venti. She was in that previous video. This is when she was younger, though. A lot of these were. Billy Bob says, I probably still would, but it would have to be reverse cowgirl. Aim that foghorn away from my ears. I just don't know why, like, she's, you know, one of these women need to tell her, say, look, you got to stop the belching. It's a huge turnoff. Mr. Lee says, what's the purpose of this lady? To burp? Apparently, at times, yes. She still does it. She still does it. She hasn't, I don't know what the fuck. But she's the same. She's the same one. She's the girl who is ground zero, though, for the Eliza Blue scandal. That's Brittany Venti. She's the girl who asked, sent like a tweet or something asking about that stupid damn video, that Eliza Blue doesn't want people to know about. And so Eliza Blue got her Twitter account shut down, and then other people just started following. Other accounts started getting taken down too. And it just kept on and on. Let me see if I can find that'll be enough to get it to pop up. Is it there it is. You remember this video, don't you?
Check it out, man. No doubt, man.
Or turn the music off for it shuts the stream down or something. Anyway, I think all she did, like somebody, it was either Brittany or one of the other girls who just took a couple of screenshots from this. They didn't show the video or anything. They just took some screenshots. Or I think someone even put up links to this video, and it got their account shut down. Well, it's been on YouTube for years. Now, not this particular copy. The one that had been on for years, she ended up somehow getting that taken down. But this channel here has put this video on here. Eliza don't want people to know about this damn video. Because and then, of course, there's a recording of her, you know, admitting that she wanted to do this stuff and all that stuff. So anyway, Brittany Venti's like ground zero for the whole blow up. And now it's spread over like with Tim Pool and him trying to cover for this dumb bitch right here. And You know, y'all saw the video where she was, you know, humping Ian Crossland's leg, you know, and of course he denied, and then we saw the video where he denied that they even slept together, but no one's buying that bullshit. And Tim Pool made his fake ass apology and didn't actually admit to much of anything. It's just a goddamn dumb bunch of bullshit. Damn, chat's off. Where are we at in chat? Chat jumped on me. Hold on a second. Icon says children are meant to be seen and not heard. No, that was no one I suggested. England, yes. Royal lineage type. Who, Brittany? I don't doubt she's single. I do not doubt. But actually, I know because I've seen them talking about it recently. But I couldn't do it. Uncle Bones, that belching habit, I can't deal with that. And some of the things that she thinks I don't agree with, and I couldn't deal with it. And I think she's damaged goods. Mr. Lee says Sleeping Beauty, not necessarily can't spell. Billy Bob says, Mr. Lee, can you hook me up with one of those royal family chicks? You know, you think you want to. They're probably all married, very selective. How much you actually make on YouTube for burping? I can make a fortune, man. Mr. Lee, I have a feeling that you're not going to make as much as she does. That's not really what her... I don't know. There might be some people that hang around her channel. Like, as you can see, well, you couldn't because we weren't on her channel, but I'm not subscribed to her channel. She's part of this whole group, the Simpcast girls. Like, I watch some of their stuff, some of them, and that Star Wars girl in particular. But so I know about Brittany, but I don't watch her. And then she kind of come to the forefront of everything because of the whole controversy with this lying ass bitch right here on the screen right now. Seeing what? Man, that ass has been reamed by so many dudes. Who knows, man? Like, this is the chick that was trying to talk her married friend into being a whore with her. Her husband apparently was not happy about that. Mr. Lee says, I can fart all day too, big bucks. The royal family won't outsource any breeding so they can maintain the family stick, says Icon. Uncle Bone says, Mr. Lee, Brittany has gotten 30,000 super chats. Icon says, that's one hell of a farter. Chessboard says, Lockbeard, Johnny caught Grandma and Grandpa doing it, and Grandpa told him they were playing cards. Later, they found Johnny under his sheets. Grandpa asked what he was doing. He replied, playing cards. I don't know if she's got any silicone on her. She might. The most important thing about this video is she doesn't want this out there. Grandpa told Johnny you can't play cards without a partner. Johnny replied, "You don't need a partner when you have a good hand." That's a good one, Johnny. Bear. That's why it's going so fast. We need to slow it down. It's a video. She gets mega money. Mr. Lee says, Uncle Bones, I can't watch. Icon says, Mr. Lee, you have to show your dangly parts if you want to make bank on the internet. Yeah, and it won't be girls watching, Mr. Lee. TMI. Go on, says Mr. Lee says 20. She gets 20,000, and he sends her 10,000 more in like 5 minutes. Yeah, I don't know how some people send that much money to some of these girls. I don't know. What the hell, man? Mitch Lisa's Icon, I would be a millionaire in no time, man. Telling you. Daily Dan says, LOL. Well, she's a lying ass bitch, this girl on the screen is right now. She's a lot. She's probably, she might end up in jail. The shit she's pulled. I kind of hope she does, because look, she trying to claim that she's a sex trafficking victim when there are children out there who are actually victims of that nonsense. Taking money, donations and stuff, claiming that she's going to help victims, and there's no evidence she ever has. She's bad news. She's bad news. She's been getting whole kinds of people censored online. So she's a dumb bitch. Like I said, it could be the next Hugh Hefner. Billy Bob says she has nice butt, even if it's high mileage. Oh, really, Locke? Yeah. Yeah. Mr. Lee says, I don't like it. Just saying. Don't like what? WTF. Yeah. Well, the girl that was belching earlier, her Twitter account has been shut down for a couple weeks now because of this dumb bitch right here. Because she didn't want people she didn't want people to know about this video. Brittany was nicely asking her about, I think it was this specific video. She has a bunch of hip hop videos she was in, but this one in particular looks like it's made specifically for her to show off her, to sell her to men for the evening. So they watch this video and say, hey, you want this girl? And then yeah. But, age has taken her. She's like 41 or something like that. And now she's trying to find a new way to make money because, she's not that hot anymore. And she knows it. And she better find a way to make her way in the world. So she decided to make this bullshit and lie that she has been trafficked twice, supposedly, in the past. And that she now works to help victims of sex trafficking, and she claimed to have created a house called Humanity House, she said, for those girls to come to, but she never did that. There's no proof of that. And then now she's claiming everybody who has showed this stuff, she claims profited from showing her videos, is now guilty of a violation of her again. Because when she described how she was trafficked, she said, I was trafficked on Twitter. So all that happened was people took her pictures and made fake profile. They were catfishing people with her pictures. She was never sex trafficked. So either, I mean, she has to, I don't think she's that stupid. You know, for a moment I thought maybe she's just that stupid and she doesn't know what sex trafficking is. But no, I think she's running a scam and she's trying to scam people and redefine words. I hate it when they redefine words. Uncle Bone says she won't. Lockbeard dad is government. I know he's government, but hopefully that don't stop the law. Like she's made too many accusations. She's committed too much fraud. There's got to be some kind of legal recourse. I hope there is anyway. And she's violated people's free expression. I don't know how she's gotten away with so much so far. Just for Sugar Bones, if that thing had a tongue, it would talk to you. What? Mr. Lee says, when I'm at a workshop, plenty of girls come in with pumped up lips. Why do they do that, man? I don't know. But there's a channel that I watch occasionally called Just Pearly Things, Mr. Lee. Men's rights kind of, it's the woman who hosted is Pearl, and she takes a stand for men's rights and tries to explain to a lot of women who don't fucking get it what they're doing wrong, right? And there's a lot of times she has this older woman called Auntie, and she was trying to explain just that very thing to that girl. She's like, who do you do all that for? Filling your lips and Botox and all that stuff. And they're like, for men. And she's like, no, you don't. You do that for you. Men don't give a shit about that. And she's right. Like half the time it looks stupid. Half the time it looks dumb. Get me famous. Get me famous. I'm a singer. I'll exploit this bitch. 42, yeah, can still be hot. Yeah, but she's starting to feel it though. She's starting to feel, she's she's just not going to have it anymore, and she knows it. She's coming to the end now. Maybe she still sells herself some, I don't know, but at this point she probably couldn't get away with it because somebody's going to catch her in the act and then expose her. If you were a victim, why would you engage in that kind of work unless it just fucked you up or something? Mr. Hughes says free speech has gone now about 3 years now. Sleeping Beauty. Why do ladies feel they need to do fake? No need. I don't know, man. I think it's just what they've been told that they need to do. So it's just messed them up. They've been messed up by what they've been convinced to do in the West. And it's messed them up. All right, let's get rid of this bitch. She needs to fucking go. Get the hell out of here, Eliza. All right, we've gone over 2.5 hours, and then we gotten way off topic. We ain't found shit, Mr. Lee. At least you didn't miss everything this time. Your girlfriend is hot. Hey, why don't you have her get on the screen and give the English Bigfoot report since you're too shy to do it? Where are you going to do it at anyway, Mr. Lee? You still going to do it at Moog's? There's a lot of damn jiggle on that. I tell you what, I don't know how the hell that it looks like it looks like it's just gonna fall off the bones. Like someone stuck her in a freaking pressure cooker for a while or something. Miss Lee says, I don't mind a bit of fat on a lady. The wrinkle's not too bad. Please don't pump up yourself. Great stream. Thanks, man. Sex sells and I the victim. I've been making a couple of shorts lately. Short videos. Wonder if I could made one with her. Because, you know, it ain't ever going away. She tried so, it's a Streisand effect, right? She's trying so hard to hide the shit. Now everybody wants to make sure she can't hide it ever again. It's everywhere. And I figured my channel should also participate in this. So I did make one short with her in it. Uncle Bones, are you still here? Where's the one? Did they take it down? Something's not right here. There should be another one here. Give me a second. Watch me get in here and find out they took it down. It's taking a little bit to load up, though. Hold on a second. They put an age restriction on it. I knew that. Somehow they did that automatically. Doesn't affect it. Viewers must be signed in and at least 18. It should be there. I don't know why it didn't show up. Let me see if I can make it pop up anyway from here. Fuck's sake. Emojis for buns, red cake, no buns. You like jiggle? Yeah, she ain't never making this shit go away. He says Uncle Bones now the Benny Hill gonna be playing in my head all day. Let me see if I can make another one pop up. So I got that popped up now. See, when you mentioned that last night, Mr. Lee, I thought for sure I mentioned I was going to make this particular short. Yes, it is, Billy Bob. Anyway, it's up now, Mr. Lee.
Locked on Twitter because she lied and said that I posted non-control photos of her when they were back screenshots from a rap music video she was in that was up for years. Leave Brittany alone! Please!
I mean it. Anyone who has a problem with her, you deal with me.
That Eliza Blue got my account locked on Twitter because she lied and said that I posted non-consensual photos of her when they were in fact screenshots from a rap music video she was in that was up for 6 years.
Leave Brittany alone! Please! I mean it. Anyone who has a problem with her, you deal with me.
That Eliza Blue got my account locked on Twitter because she lied and said that I posted non-consensual photos of her when they were in fact screenshots from a rap music video she was in that was up for 6 years.
Leave Brittany alone! Please! I mean it. Anyone who has a problem with her, you deal with me.
Just for Uncle Bones. After this, you'll be Uncle Boner. Leave Brittany alone. Is that Camel crying? All right. Mr. Lee, you got to bring 100 new people next time. You've been slacking.
Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good.
All right. Share everything, guys. If you haven't gone over to the Rumble and sub there, go sub there. And need to try to grow, because YouTube isn't suggesting my shit very well to anybody. We're trying to keep this channel down because, I say all the shit they don't want you to say. So so bring them, Mr. Lee. Timcast has lost tens of thousands of followers. Surely some of them can wander over here. Yeah. So Aerosmith flashbacks. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming. We've gone way too long. And I don't know for sure if I'll do Phenomena again next Saturday night. Just depends. Or when the next random live will be. I don't know. Just depends. But thanks for coming. See you later.
Bye.